Hello everyone. Today we will discuss one of the array-based problem, that is remove all the odd numbers from the array. To remove all the odd numbers from the array, in the sense we have to remove all the odd numbers and we have to return only the even numbers. So here you can see the problem statement as well. So in a given array, we have to remove all the odd numbers in that array and we have to return only the even numbers that are present in the array. So here you can also see the example input and output. So here you can see input as an array and output as a even number. So and in example 2 is same. So input we are giving a array and output we are getting a array of even numbers. So let's see how we can solve this problem. Solve this problem, we require a new array with a size total number of even numbers in an array. So we have to return a new array. So we have to return a new array with the size. So here we have to define size, right? So size equal to total number of even numbers in the array, right? So how we can find total number of even numbers in the array? How we can find this size? By using count variable. We can initialize the count variable and we can increment the count variable in a for loop. Whenever we find a even number, we have to increment that count so that we will get the total size of even numbers. After that, we have to, you know, after that we have to pass that size into this new array, and then we have to store the even numbers in this array. So let's see step by step. So we will start with the for loop. So inside that for loop, so if array of I modulus of 2 equal to 0, in the sense, so if array of I, if any array element is even number, so modulus of 2 which represents the remainder 0. So if any remainder 0, in the sense, what? It is even number. So if we get a even number, we have to increment the count. So first we have to initialize count here. In count equal to 0. So we will get the total number of count. So total number of even numbers in that array. So what we can do after that? After that, we will create a new array. So for that new array, we are passing the size of array as count. So we will count total number of even numbers and then we will pass that count to this array. So this will include, it will contain the size of total number of even numbers. So what we can do after that? We are using again one more for loop. Again in that for loop. So inside that, we are having a new array, and for that new array, we are passing an index. Index in the sense we have to initialize index. So here, so int index equal to 0. So why this index is required? To store the data. It represents the position. So we have to store the even numbers in this index. So for the new array index, we are passing the array of I. So if any array element is even number, we are storing it in the new array. And then we are incrementing the index. Why we have to increment index? For example, here we have, so here we created two boxes for two even numbers. So here this, so count represents the total number of size of array. So if the count is 2, for example, 2 even numbers are there in the array. For example, 2 and 4 are the even numbers present in the array. So that for that it will create a array of size 2. So in that we have to store first 2. So in this index we are storing 2 as a first element, and then we have to increment this. That's why index plus plus. So index plus plus in the sense, from this position we have to go to next position, and then we have to store the next element, that is 4. So if we didn't increment this, what will happen in the sense? So if we have two boxes, first it will write 2, and then if we didn't increment, it will again, rewrite this 2 and store 4 only here. So if we have next element as 6, so it will rewrite this 4 and it will write 6 here. So that's why incrementing the position is very important. We have to increment the position and then we have to store. Like first we have to store 2, then 4, and then 6, like that. So for that we are doing index plus plus, and then we are returning this new array. So at last we have to return this new array. So that is it. So let's see how we can solve this by using code. So here you can see the coding example of the question. So here we are having a class, and then we are having a method called remove odd, and for that we are initializing count as 0, and in the for loop we are counting the total number of even numbers in the array, total number of even numbers. If any of array of I modulus of 2 equal to 0 in the sense, that is a even number. So if it is a even number, we are incrementing the count. So that is it. And then after that we are, you know, we want index to store the data. That's what I already told. So for that we are initializing index as 0, and we are creating new array. So new array is required to store the even numbers, and we have to return this array in the last. So for that new array we are passing a size as count. So what is the count? So it is the total number of even numbers. So we are creating the array whose size is total number of even numbers. So after that we are having a for loop, and in that for loop, if any of array of I modulus of 2 equal to 0, in the sense if any of array element is even number, then we are passing that even number into this new array index, and then we are incrementing that index, and then we are returning that array. So this new array contains total number of even numbers, so we will return that array. So here in the main method, so I'm passing a array for the method, remove odd method, and then I'm printing it by using arrays.toString method. So if you don't want to print the array in the for loop, if you can also write here for loop, and then you can print the array. If you don't want to do that, so you can use arrays.toString method to print the array. And let's see, here you can see output as 2 and 4. That is the even numbers in the array. So let me change the example. Instead of this array, I will give one more array. So let's run this code and see. And here you can see 8 and 10 as our output. Only 8 and 10 are the even numbers present in the array. I hope you like this video. If you guys like this video, please do consider subscribing. So because your one like and one subscribe means a lot, please do consider subscribing.